Welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we are back with another 25 turn guide. In this episode we shall be playing as the Beastmen once again, but this time, starting as Khazrak the One-Eye. So without further ado, let's begin. Pretty basic what you want to do, to be honest. Here it's 25%. Right, cool. Very much similar, but you can do a bit more damage. You want to take advantage of moving around, especially with this character, because he is quite the powerhouse, like totally. Some cash in, do a little upgrade. Now you can either do that or do that. But first we're going to do that, get some cash. Khazrak is going to get that. So, this faction itself is quite easy. There's not a lot to do with them. You want to take advantage of it and work with it as much as you can. Now don't worry about building up and so on, because they will build. But your actual to-go-to move is not attacking them and destroying them fully, it's more of just moving around. See, because they'll have a lot of armies. But what you want to do is just pop out. Let them build up all they want. And focus on Khazrak. Other armies are kind of pointless at the beginning. Alright, now what you're going to do is come here and raid. Eventually you want them to come to you, but you want to make sure that you can just get a little bit in. See, this works out bloody perfect. Right, you're fine there. Bring him up there to defend. Some of that. And just work through that. Let's see, we got that sorted, sorry, I got a little distracted there. And boost him up, yeah? Now with this, you can later, but not right now. You want to just go back. Right, so as you can see, the problems are pretty much gone. So what you do now is you come back here. Estalia is a problem, but you don't want them to be a problem for long. Unfortunately, given the actual, you know, issues here, you can't really do much. But you want this type of stuff. You don't want more units from there. Take advantage of the fact that they're weak. The problem is, if you would have gone for, say for example, Margarita straight after Tobaro, you would have been like literally swamped. This is the best thing you can do in order to keep alive. And unfortunately, this is not the easiest one of the factions of the Beastmen. If you want an easy run, Morgor is your way to go. But if you want to have a nice little challenge, it's this guy in Malagor. Both of them have a nice little challenge about them. They both have a very interesting playstyle, but for the first 25 turns, it is very basic. Remember, you're a beastman, you raid, you don't really do much else. Now, you could do that, but if you're going to do that, you need to go on hidden. Don't let them come for you both sides, or else you're going to be screwed. Now you see, targets opened up again. Siege holdout time. If you're using mods, it's easier, you know, the level 60 mod and so on, because you can focus on Khazrak to be a powerhouse. Since this is playing vanilla style, you want to be careful. Last thing you want is just literally to be overwhelmed. You see? Like, there's the Fey Enchantress. So for now, we hide out. Now we can get a few units, so let's try and get some decent ones. At the moment, let's just get an Ongor herd. See, they're pissing off. And your forces are regenerated enough to be able to be useful. So just go like that. Now you could get Endless Herd, which is going to be very, very useful, and at this point you can, because none of your forces will regenerate for a few turns. However, considering what you've just pretty much done, you're pretty much good. Now what you want to do is work on the raiding, because raiding is going to be very, very important for you at the moment. Remember, they don't know that you don't have regeneration now. But cause the trouble, because at the end of the day, you're here to cause trouble, not to just basically be destroying everything at the beginning. You've got to build up for the first 50, 60, 70 turns even. Eventually you'll start causing more trouble, but at the beginning, you need to be very careful that you don't, you know, accidentally do something wrong. Which can happen, by the way. See, Talia's just gone against us. That's perfectly fine. We've just leveled up again, so we can recruit. We could even do at this point, considering what we have, we could even spawn another army soon, you know? Which is pretty cool. Maybe we can with him. No, next turn we can with him. There are strength in numbers. Let's say now, for example, we can get decent heroes. It takes a while, you know. After recruiting a Chaos Spawn, we can get Morgul, which is pretty fucking easy. These, they don't really require too much. But say, for example, boom, right? You start building up like this. Don't go balls deep. As far as they'll know, you've got another army. So you're literally causing more problems to them than they can muster. Now what you could do is get rid of the Fey Enchantress, which won't be too difficult, to be honest, if you just go like this. But as you guys would have noticed, we have moved. Perfectly fine, because they're going to just expand again. But remember, you're building. That's all you want to do. You want to build up. You don't want to deal with spawning loads of armies if you can't actually, you know, protect them or use them. So we go back here. You have to take to the advantage that you're in such a location that they won't actually be able to move much. So use that. Estalia is weak. They don't have a lot of good units and so on. By the time they have anything to actually fight you back with, you've leveled so much that they don't really count. You see, look, the amount of damage they're taking. Soon they'll be having Chaos Rebellions, and for you, you're just working like this. Now, normally, you'd work like that, you know? You could get a bit more of the ruination, but that's entirely up to you. Now you can get Endless Herd again if you want, which works. But remember, once again, focus on this. You can get all that, but you don't want to waste money at the moment. Okay, we're on 25. So once we go on to 25, I'll tell you more or less what you'd have to do afterwards, and we go from there, okay? Okay, so you could work on getting everything. So you see, look, they've just spawned 2 armies. They won't turn against you, they generally don't. But I would stay here for a few more turns, spawn a 4th army, and start working on getting these buildings. The more you can raid, the better it works. So obviously you're here and you're getting more XP. This is quite important when it's something like this. You want to build up, get 4 armies, then move out. You don't want to move out with just 2 armies, because then you'll get ruffle stomped by armies, by factions with 4 or 5 armies and so on. So just be prepared for that. But this is pretty much how to work on that. You can use the same method that I use for Morgul too, which is hit and run, hit and run, hit and run. However, that might not be very viable. It all depends on your playstyle though. But this is pretty much a 25 turn guide. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.